you doing? I'm Chef Al here, and I'm going to show you how to break down a beef tenderloin. Some of you guys probably think, oh wow, this is going to be really hard to do, but it's really not that bad. I'm going to show you how to do it real simple. A tenderloin, actually there's only 2 tenderloins per cow. That's how it goes. It's from the loin part, it goes from this one end to the other, to the tail end. And I'll show you the different parts. Tenderloin is probably the most expensive piece of beef you're going to buy. So you want to save it all. This was $12 a pound. So you want to be real careful about it. First thing, when you open it, you want to open it over a sink or in a pan. So I usually take a pan and I'll open it right in a pan. This has a lot of blood in it. And you just want to be real careful with it. And then make sure I get blood, see all the blood in there. I'm going to take it. Then get some paper towel and just kind of pat it before I start cutting it down. Put it on my cutting board here. Just kind of pat it down all, get all the blood off it. I think this pan is broken the second. Real nice. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is take this tail meat right up here off. This is the chain, actually we call it. The chain. And I'm just going to peel it all off. I'm going to try to do as much as I can with my hands. So here's the chain right itself. Then you got all this fat meat in here. You want to get all the fat off you can. You don't want to throw it away because a lot of this fat you can use and grind it up. So a lot of people take this and throw this away. You need to clean this up really nice and chop it up and make it some ground tenderloin with it. The stuff you really want to get off, and I just pull my hands off, is the silver skin. A lot of this silver skin is not good because that doesn't break down when you cook it. Some of you guys might have heard of a Chateaubriand. A Chateaubriand is the center cut of the tenderloin. So if you ever saw that on a menu, it's usually served for 2 people. It's about 16 ounces. And that's a Chateaubriand. So here I'm just kind of cutting my the silver skin off. Like so. Just taking my time. I've seen guys do this with their they just take their fingers and get in there and do it. I don't think I could do that. So taking everything, and the stuff like the silver skin I can't use. I'm just putting that one area. The other stuff I think I can use, I'll keep in another area. So it takes a few minutes to get it. Some people like it. Some chefs like it perfectly clean. I like a little bit, like I'll take the back end of the knife on the back side of this tenderloin, kind of just go like that and get a lot of this stuff off. A lot of it, how much fat you leave on, it depends on really if you're gonna, how you're gonna use it. If you're gonna cut it into steaks, if you're gonna roast it. So I don't want to take, because this is very expensive. Like I said, it's about $12 a pound. And if you buy the steaks, it'll cost you probably $20 a pound, already cut. So this is a good little thing to know, how to kind of break it all down and do it yourself. So little by little, just get all the pieces on there. Very cold, so make sure your hands can take the cold. So here you got this. and more silver skin here. This is the stuff you want to get. Because when this, you can leave the fat on and cook it, and the fat will cook off, but the silver skin will not. And this makes it tough. This makes your meat really tough. Now, when you buy tenderloin, you don't have to buy prime tenderloin. This is choice. Most tenderloin, probably 90% of the stuff you buy, or if you're getting a filet mignon or something like that, that's all. Another name is a cut. It's called a filet mignon, and this is also called a filet. Another term, but it's a lot. So, like when you go buy it, you could buy the cheapest brand of tenderloin, and it'll still probably be good. Very rarely that you'll have get a bad tenderloin. Tenderloin's always usually a good, because it's right from the center of the cow. Very little movement, very little movement of the animal, so it's not going to be tough. This type of meat you always want to use a dry cooking method with. So you want to saute it, you want to grill it, you want to roast it. You don't want to braise it. You don't want to boil it, because it's a good piece of meat. And it'd be a waste. For that matter, buy a round or buy a chuck if you want to, you want to braise it. So here I got most of the fat off it. Like I said, I might leave a little bit on it too. I don't like to go crazy, because the fat, when you cook it, it melts and it adds flavor. So, so here I'm going to cut it up a little bit, and this is a little. I can grind a lot of this stuff up. Some of the stuff is good, some of it is not so good. So this is the tail. Now the tail usually cut up, and you could use that for beef tips. That's a really good thing for beef tips. So I'm going to just cut a little chunk of tail off. This is great. I'm just going to saute it. Good. So right now I'm going to cut the back end off, butt of the tender. And this kind of just falls apart itself. So here's your middle, your center cut. A little more fat there. I'll just get off. There. This is your Chateau Briand, right in the middle, center cut, best. This is the butt. They're all still good. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut steaks out of this thing right now. I could roast this whole if I wanted to. Actually, I might just leave this whole, and I'll just cut steaks out of this one. So this is dinner tonight. So I'm going to cut some medallions. So I'll cut that, and just like so. Nice little medallions. Again, we use these. We don't throw nothing away. We use it for our stew. We do a lot. There's a lot of things you can do. Make kebabs with this. A lot of nice stuff. All right, I got nice little medallions here. Actually, that's a nice steak. 6 ounce, couple of 5 ounce steaks, some medallions. Here, if I wanted to get some bigger pieces, I'm going to cut this, or I can even roast it whole. And again, I left a little bit of fat on just to cook, when I cook it, just to give it a little flavor. The silver skin, I want to get it all off before I cut it into steaks. So, and that's pretty much it as far as breaking it down. It only took me a couple of minutes to break it down, as you see. But you see how much waste there is? When you buy it, there's probably 30% waste that you really can't use or sell as a thing. But you're going to save a lot of money by breaking it down yourself. Then I would take this and try to get all the fat I can off of this and use it. And I could use this for, like I said, ground tenderloin, which is really good for a burger. Or I can make a meatloaf with it, ground it up, or I can just try to get some tips out of it. So there's a lot you can do with it. And that's it for today for tenderloin. I'll see you next time.